What I like about St. Paul's is coffee hour and hanging out with my friends.
My favorite things about St. Paul's are the carillon, the architecture of the building, and the music in church.
What I love about St. Paul's is the worship experience and the friendships that I've made here, and I enjoy worshiping with my friends here each week.
What we love about St. Paul's is the youth program and Sunday school.
And what I like about St. Paul's is the priest.
So I like St. Paul's because I feel that the members of the congregation have an active role in the service. It's not just some guy talking at us, but we're all participating together.
And I like St. Paul's because through the confirmation classes, Andy Oliva has done a good job of explaining how Scripture, tradition, and reason are all big parts of the Episcopal Church.
What I like about St. Paul's, besides it being the most beautiful space in which to worship in Chattanooga, I like the fact that we are an open, caring, inclusive congregation that welcomes all of God's children just as they are.
I like to see my friends, and I also like to play with them, and we get to play with Miss Jody. What I like about St. Paul's is that I get to learn about Christian religion and I get to see my friends.
So I like the liturgy of St. Paul's and the music. It really speaks to me from a spiritual perspective. But the part about this space and this community that I love the most are the people. They make me feel welcome. I'm not a native Chattanoogan, so I don't have a family here, and they make me feel like I'm part of this community and this family. And it's really made me feel welcome in this space.
What I like about St. Paul's is the quiet, reflective service at 8 a.m. on Sunday mornings. It's the part of the week I look most forward to. I leave here every week leaving renewed and transformed.
I think the real secret of my affection for St. Paul's lies in the fact that in the world today we have wandered so far from that very elusive place we call home, and I think that we all tend to yearn for a home. And when I came to Chattanooga 11 years ago, St. Paul's immediately became a place of home for me, and the people of St. Paul's became my family.
What I like about St. Paul's is the vibrancy of the community. There is always a new educational opportunity here. There's always a new outreach ministry in which to engage. We are constantly being challenged to grow.
What I love about St. Paul's is it's a place where my family can come and feel welcome. We have 3 little girls, and there's a lot of young families here. They love coming to church every Sunday.
Why I love St. Paul's is because of a rich heritage in music, genuine people, and a very active ministry in the community.
I'm so glad to be at St. Paul's, a downtown church, where I, along with the parishioners at St. Paul's, can go out into the city to proclaim the gospel of Jesus Christ.